Hi, Virgo. This is Jeffrey. This is Redcode. This is your reading for April 2021. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. Bring 30-minute readings for $30. All the information is below. Additionally, I am adding on to my current website. I'm going to start doing this. I am this month astrology t-shirts and mugs and things like that I can ship internationally, or that I can have shipped internationally. That's the key. That's the key. And the Virgo energies are really beautiful. My gardeners. I always think of you as my gardeners. Before the sign before this, my phone starts doing this thing. And almost all the emails I get are like social media insanity. Like, oh, you need to do this. You need to do it. And I have Virgo rising, so I get you. And you want to have everything in order, and I like to have everything in order too. But sometimes it's just too much information coming through. So as I was shuffling, I was thinking to myself, I need to turn my phone off from giving me all this information about every email I get, because it's crazy making. It makes me crazy all day. So if I turn that little thing off and then I just check my email at the end of the day, I'm done. Because I prefer checking my email, and I barely do anything on my phone. I talk and I text. That's about it. I don't live my life on my phone. If I have it, I'll go look at it. Remember answering machines? It's like you got home at night, you listened to your messages at 7 o'clock or whatever it was, or let's say you got home really late, right? You got home at 10 o'clock. It's like, well, it's too late to call anyone, but you listen to the message and you get back to them at 2 o'clock the next day, and everything seemed to work fine. I sent you a message. Okay. And I'll answer you when I answer you. Instead of take on too much crap. I think that's part of the message for you. I don't know. It's kind of the way things work sometimes. Okay, April. Wow. The world. The Six of Pentacles and death. Wow. That's a biggie. The world is really about endings and beginnings. It's the last card of the deck. And I feel like there's this piece or part of your story or your energy or your situation that is done and you're ready to move on to something new. I mean, it makes sense. It's the beginning of spring, right? So it makes sense, but it's done. Whatever if there's something that you're trying to hang on to and trying to make work because you keep on trying and trying, it's like, stop. Let it be done. Let it be done, because more new stuff is coming. New stuff is coming. Then we get the Six. So the Six is a lovely card. This is also about restoring balance. It's about restoring balance. So, and this is, it's perseverance. It's the card of charity, obviously. Okay. That card is pretty involved. Then you get the Death card. To me, the Death is one of the best cards in the deck. It's about transformation. This is about letting something die so that something else can live. As the gardener, you understand that, right? There are certain crops that need to like freeze out in the snow. And if they don't give fruit. And sometimes things die over the winter, and what's left over from them feeds the soil. It just feeds the soil. So this is about a big transformation. And it's transformation. It's not like there's a death. There's a death, but a rebirth. It's a true, transmutation. Um, and if the world, something is ending and then something has to be transformed. And if this is in the middle, first of all, it's about perseverance, which you're quite good at. And restoring a sense of balance. So if you've been in this position in your life where you're always giving, and you always have somebody asking you for something, and you keep on giving and giving, maybe it's time to transform and ask for help. On the other hand, if you're always in a position of receiving and receiving and letting other take care of you, and it's like, oh, I can't take care of myself, I need for you to take care of me, it's time for you to start giving. And this doesn't, yeah, it's easy to put this into money, but it's other things as well. The coins don't just symbolize money. And I think this is also about, okay, so I've done this before. I do this a lot for Virgo for some reason. So the glyph of Virgo, I'll do it like this. It's a little bit like this, right? It's a little bit like this. Oh, everything's falling. You see? Yeah. And it's this eternity symbol at the end. The really deep and occult understanding of Virgo is that she's protecting the child. That's why she's so meticulous, because she's her child comes before herself, and what's inside her soul, right, and her essence, it has to be protected at all costs. And I completely get that. I mean, in a very profound manner. But it's very important also to understand that if the mother is the vessel, if you're the vessel, you're both the vessel and the child, right? But sometimes you pay more attention to the child and to the hope and to the kernel of things, and you let yourself, be, it's kind of like a little bit like Mildred Pierce. You ever see Mildred Pierce? Such a queen. So Mildred Pierce is like, she's kind of down and out. The husband leaves, and she has daughter. She gives everything to the daughter. She gives everything to the daughter, right? And the daughter is a spoiled, rotten little weasel. And she sends her to finishing school, and she's like working class. She starts baking pies because she doesn't know what else it is. So she's baking pies, and then she starts selling it. It becomes a restaurant, this whole thing. And the daughter is so grateful. She slaps her mother. It's a great movie. You should get that movie. Oh my God, it's fabulous. If you keep on giving and giving and giving and giving, that's what ends up happening. People expect it, and then they slap you across the face. And you don't get to wear this. You should see the fur coat she wears in this thing. The shoulders are out to here. And she's like, it's a fantastic movie. Anyway, you got to watch it. It's time to transform. It's time to start taking care of yourself, and then taking care of others afterwards. Or conversely, I think it's really more about that. However, if it's conversely, it's conversely. If you're always in a position of, I don't have enough and I need everyone to take care of me, it's time for you to take care of them. That's the way through it. So taking care of other people doesn't necessarily mean giving them money. Sometimes it means giving them time, giving them your ear, giving them sympathy, giving them a hand with something that they need a hand with, moving, or if you go to taxes, or you know, go and cook something for them or bring them food. There's a lot of different ways that that can be done. You know, if you're always on the receiving end, maybe it's time for you to start giving. And if you're always on the giving end, it's time to start receiving. And this is the transformation that your soul wants for you. Because this, you know, this is really, there's no avoiding this card. There's no avoiding this card. When this comes up, it's like, well, it's time to pay the piper. It's time to pay the piper. I mean, the good news about this card is that the king is dead, right? The king is dead, but spirit remains. The king is dead, so like the material world is dead, like the baser things are dead, but the spirit remains. And furthermore, there's the white rose of innocence and the path. Here's the path. You know, yeah, it's going to take time. But the path, that it's part of your like soul's path. And honestly, the best, the healthiest, I think, in my estimation, place to be is in a place where you're offering and you're receiving simultaneously. Because that's really about being balanced. That's really about being balanced. It's like, well, I'm really good at this, and I offer it to you, and you're really good at that, and I accept it from you. So it's important to be in that place. And I think that's the real transformation, to understand that and to act on it. Not just to understand it, because I know you're Mercury, but to actually participate. To actually participate. It's, and it can be very challenging for a lot of people. I understand that. But this is your evolvement as a soul. So you have no choice. And if you have no choice, might as well go with it, right? And be as graceful as you can be. Be as graceful as you can be. Blessings to you.